Hey everyone, welcome to another Minecraft tutorial build. Today we are building a Boeing 777-300ER Emirates Airlines tutorial in Minecraft. This will be a long build, but it's one of the best tutorials I think for the Boeing 777. So let's start building it. First we are putting the landing gears onto the runway segment, this taxiway, and then we're gonna go backwards with the white concrete blocks. This will make the base of the fuselage, and then we'll put marker points as for where we'll start building the wings by moving right and left with the gears, the landing gears and the wheels. So we'll continue moving backwards now. Here we will make a T-shape like so, like this. We'll make a T-shape to the other side, and extending from these T-shapes we're gonna add iron bars after we finish going backwards, and the iron bars will be the back landing gears, the main landing gears. Now most of you would know that the Boeing 777 is one of the longest aircraft after the Airbus A340, before the Airbus A340. So it's a pretty long build, and the interior of the aircraft, the width of it is similar to the Boeing 777 width in real life for the Emirates Airlines. It's going to be for the economy segment 232 with 2 aisles inside the airplane. That's why I'm making it a little bit wider, but once the build is over, it won't look too fat and it will be pretty good looking. Now we're adding the landing gears at the back of the aircraft. This will both help as markers for how we will start building the wing on, and we'll start extending the end of the fuselage backwards. Now we have finished building the interior of the fuselage. This will be the base of the aircraft. Now for making the airplane look more circular, since this is a wider airplane, we're going to go 2 blocks up and another block up, and then we're going to extend that back from the front nose of the airplane to the back of the fuselage. Now when we're building this, I will add the nose and the back end of the aircraft later, as it's easier to build the fuselage first, and then we'll shape the nose of the aircraft as the Boeing 777 itself looks like. So we'll extend this right and left fuselage side of the airplane, giving it a more circular look, not a less pixelated look. Because this is a bigger build than the Airbus A320 on the right of this airplane, it will make it look a little bit smoother. Here we're gonna start building the second part of the fuselage, one step up, and this will be the main fuselage. This will be where the aircraft's windows will be. And for those who are asking how the windows will be aligned with the seating plan, once we have finished the fuselage side parts with where the windows are, the middle part will be filled with whatever airline you're building. For example, if it's Turkish Airlines, you could fill it gray or blue. For Emirates, you could fill it peach. I'm building Emirates for this build, so the interior design will be peach. Now we're gonna go backwards, as you can see in this build, and fill up the windows on the right and left. I'll speed up so we won't lose time. Now we have finished shaping the nose of the aircraft. It looks a little bit more like a Boeing 777. The next step is we'll fill up the ceiling of the fuselage, so the aircraft itself's interior exterior part will be finished. Then we'll move on to the wings, which is really complex, but I tried to keep it a little bit more simple than other tutorials. And then we'll move on to the horizontal and vertical stabilizers, the tail and the back wings of the airplane. So let's fill this ceiling. Now we have finished the nose and the fuselage of the airplane. Now we'll end up by making the tail of the aircraft curved a little bit like the Boeing 777, and then we'll move on to the tail and the stabilizers. So follow with me. This is a little bit less complex, less difficult than the nose itself, because we're going to go 2 back and 1 in, 2 back and 1 in, and we're going to keep it a little bit less sharp than the nose itself. And then we're going to fill the aircraft's back up. This will be where the cabin crew will prepare the meals once we start building the interior of the aircraft, but I will add another tutorial just for the interior. Now we have finished the back end of the airplane. We'll have only one more difficult step left, and the back horizontal and vertical stabilizers is a lot more easy. We'll start making the wings. Now you could use the landing gears as markers, and the landing gears in this build were left a little bit behind the ones on the back, the main landing gears. You could fix that once we have finished the wing, so it looks more realistic. And I have just realized that if we made the main landing gears 3 by 3, it would have been more realistic like the actual Boeing 777. Now we'll start building the wing. Now look at the build carefully, because you will do the exact same step for the left wing. You could watch the right wing part again for the left wing, or you could just continue on to the left wing tutorial. Be careful, but it's a lot more easier than most of the tutorials I've watched on YouTube. Now we have finished both sides of the wing. I skipped the part for the other side of the wing since we are doing the same thing on one side, so you could watch the one side and do both sides at the same time. Now we'll move on to the vertical and horizontal stabilizers, as well as the aircraft's own engines. The back stabilizers, the back wings, are a lot more easier than the front ones since they're smaller and they're less complex, so you don't need to watch it as careful as the main actual. Now we're going to start building the engines of the airplane. The engines might touch the runway, so you might as well make the runway one block deeper or the landing gears a little bit higher later. But the engines of the Boeing 777 are the GE90s, the General Electric engines, and they're pretty massive. So I'll try to replicate it on this build. What you're going to do is do it on one side and do the exact same on the other side. Now we have finished the vertical stabilizers and we have finished the engines and the main wings, the fuselage and the tail of the aircraft. Now the last part is the horizontal stabilizer, which is where the airline's own logo is. So as for this build, I'm building Emirates Airlines, as it's the biggest customer for the Boeing 777. It's the biggest user of the 777. The Emirates fleet consists of Boeing 777s and Airbus A380s. The modern fleet might have 787s and A350s too. I'm not aware of them, but I know they have been ordered. So this build will be an Emirates build. You could use this tail for other airplanes too. Check out my Airbus A320 tutorial and maybe you could use the same Emirates livery I put on this aircraft and it will be the exact same. I'll write the Emirates texts on the side of the We have finished the tail livery of the aircraft. It might have looked better if we went a little bit more forward with the red, but I think it's okay for now. Now we're gonna add the Emirates text on the right and left of the aircraft in English, and also the actual Emirates livery also has Arabic text written Emirates on the engines of the aircraft. So you might as well use yellow, concrete or gold to the right engines of the aircraft. Just make a little L shape, as you're gonna do a little bit more specific in Minecraft, just like so. And this will make the livery a little bit more realistic when you look at it from far. Now we have finished the Emirates text on one side of the airplane. We will start filling up the glass places, the glasses, the windows of the airplane. Now also don't forget that I have an Airbus A320 tutorial on my channel. You might check out on other tutorials too. Also, you could comment down below what tutorial you would like next and what modifications you would like me to do on the formatting of the videos. Also, check out the interior design of the aircraft. I actually will post another video on the tutorial of how to make an Emirates airplane Boeing 777 interior, so how the inside will look, how we'll make the baggage cabins and the cockpit. So stay tuned for that video too. Now we'll just fill out the windows of have finished building a Boeing 777-300ER Emirates Airways in Minecraft. If you have enjoyed this tutorial, don't forget to like and subscribe, and check out my new Airbus A320 tutorial and my future interior design for this Emirates aircraft. Do comment on below for next tutorials and any suggestions you have for my video. I hope you have enjoyed it, and subscribe for more videos. Thanks everyone.